Hey, thanks for tuning in again. My name is Carlos and welcome to the Cinema Crew. So today I wanted to go over what I consider to be a pretty big misconception within the camera community. Just curious here, have you ever seen or come across comments or reviews such as these? Daunting, I know, right? So if you're in the market for one of these things, a soft shutter release, you've probably come across some negative feedback, possibly, regarding using this small piece of gear. And from what I've seen, alarmingly, is that this piece of gear is bad. Don't use a soft shutter release. My question is, why? I understand that it can cause damage, but isn't that like kind of more user error? Now, I've seen that a lot of people say it can affect the shutter button and or the sensitivity or etc. What are you guys doing to these buttons? They're made with threads. Okay. I understand maybe the second point, which is they fall out all the time. And trust me, I really understand that one. People tend to lose them. And so maybe that's a big factor. People don't like them. They can get caught on things, especially in your bag. To that I ask, what kind of bag are you using? Why are you just throwing this in a bag without... It's still like $2,000 Canadian. I just could not imagine not spending another, at the very least, $100 on a specialized thing to protect this. I'm sorry. I understand. Maybe budget constraints or this or that. But if you can't afford to take care of something, then truthfully, I wish you luck. Couldn't be me though. To me, protection and all that stuff, that is part of budgeting for something. And so that point to me is just be careful when you're taking this out of the bag or putting this in. If it's in something that is like just kind of free formed, like a purse or a tote bag, then yeah, you're pretty you know, like respect, I guess, but that's crazy. That's like treating a baby like it doesn't matter. And all babies matter. What am I even saying? What I'm trying to say is, if you're careful with your gear, I really don't think that point matters. It's not going to get stuck on things. See, it does become the highest point of the camera, and so that can be prone to certain things. But, for example, I live in Canada, and winter's coming. It's like already here. And it'd be cold outside, and, you know, it's uncomfortable to not be wearing gloves. I mean, I have some specialized gloves and all that stuff, but if you're wearing gloves and you don't have a soft shutter release, it's a little bit harder to take that picture. We want things to be easier for us and more efficient. So I guess you could say it helps with your efficiency. In that use case, I understand the people that have it fall off. That definitely takes away from your efficiency. And I don't know if I honestly, truthfully recommend this, but I have seen people say use Loctite, which is a sort of like adhesive for bolts or screws. I've seen it used a lot in the automotive industry. I also recognized it when someone recommended it. I don't actually remember the creator, but they put a small dibble dabble on the tip, just the tip, and they stuck it in, and it stayed. Truthfully, that's what I did. That's why you don't see me taking this on and off, because there's no use. It's on there unless I really need or want to, you know, take it off. And I guess you could say, why don't you want to do that for the video? Well, because that's not necessary. Okay? It's not. So, I can't recommend using a Loctite, but coming back to the main point, is a soft shutter release good or bad? To me, it's pretty good. It has more benefits than negatives. I've taken care of all the negatives, and I've taken them into consideration as well. My last point as to why it is, for the most part, good is the special edition of the X100VI, which I don't have, came with some accessories, one of those being a soft shutter release. So if you do more research, from what I could see, Fujifilm or other brands haven't necessarily addressed the issue directly. It's just kind of more an echo chamber of people reporting their negative experiences, and that seems to overshadow the positive ones. I don't see many people positively saying that their soft shutter release is fine because it's not some big tidbit of information. I'm sure the people that know. And the people that are new to the game, like myself, and that don't know much, are pretty persuasive. And they might miss out on some cool design or aesthetic. And truthfully, it adds some style points. You know, it makes it look more clean. And I've always loved how a soft shutter release looks on a camera. Can't lie. What I can say is there is a lot of negative press going on about this bad boy. And I want to shine a light and say it's actually not that bad. We could say skill issue. Maybe someone heard some advice from somewhere or someone and they want to share that, or they had a bad experience and they really want to share that. I'm telling you, it really overpowers everything else. And so it can be a scary thing to think about. Who wants to damage their shutter button? That literally is how you take a picture. It's how you use the camera. I guess you can use the touchscreen, but no fun in that. So don't be scared. Soft shutter releases are fine. See, I have one on my camera, and I press it down and it's fine. It doesn't fall off because I use some Loctite. Not definitely going to recommend that, but it's like half recommendation. Take my half recommendation with some half consideration or full consideration. It is your camera. What I can say at the end of all of this is research helps. I was definitely about to buy one, and then I did some research and decided not to. But then I did some more research and saw that I might have been persuaded by the wrong crowd, and that with proper considerations, it isn't as bad as you think. It is actually a pretty helpful tool. I don't like it when my camera just has a random hole at the top, and so why not fill that in? Fill it in with something, like another piece of brass. If you're interested in the piece that I have, it's from Lensmate. I'm pretty jazzed with it because there's a lot of red on the top of the camera, and it matches with the red of the soft shutter release button. If it wasn't clear, my recommendation is pick one up. It's not that bad if you take care of your camera and take everything I said into consideration. So add me on to the group that says soft shutter release button good. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Comment if you have anything you want to say. I love responding to all the comments, so please do. With that, I'm Carlos. That is showbiz, baby.